know about you guys, but I've been anxiously awaiting the day that OnePlus finally takes the Oppo Find N, or now I guess I should say the Oppo Find N2, takes that device, customizes it a little bit, and finally brings that to the North American market, finally brings it to the United States. Now, we've heard rumors for a long time that that is happening and that it is, in fact, coming. We also now have the fact that OnePlus has trademarked a couple of names that definitely do point in the direction of the Find N2 and the Find N2 Flip being brought overseas. And now we have the best thing we have yet in terms of confirmation that this is happening. This is directly from Android Authority today at OnePlus's event where they kind of fully unveiled the OnePlus 11. They also showed off this big banner behind this individual here who I actually did not catch his name. And what this appears to show is, yes, a folding phone, a couple of folding phones, perhaps hinge to hinge, coming in Q3. Oh my goodness, the fall is going to be unbelievable. The Fold 5, Pixel 8, perhaps the Pixel Fold, and now OnePlus with their own folding phone. Appears to be pretty clearly what they are teasing here, coming all at the same time. Now, I actually went to the live stream of this event and I scrubbed through it looking for this moment to see if there's any context, and I could not find it anywhere. So perhaps this was something that was shown after the event, before the event. It was not televised, so to speak, so I don't really have much more I can show you there. Although, CNET does have this photo, which is the same graphic here. I'm not sure if that's Pete Lau or not. It's a little hard to zoom in and it's a little blurry there to tell exactly who that might be. But it appears to show the same thing, just without that timing of Q3 being visible there on the screen. Now, if we take a moment here to look at what exactly we're talking about, that might be beneficial. So this is the Oppo Find N2. Now, I'm not saying this exact device is going to be stamped with OnePlus and then brought overseas. Typically what happens, in case you don't know, Oppo and OnePlus share a parent company. And a lot of the time, Oppo makes a phone, OnePlus kind of redoes it a little bit, changes a few things, and then brings it overseas. They share these sorts of blueprints, if you will, back and forth. So this is likely very, very similar to what it's going to look like. I hope that it's very, very similar to what it's going to look like, in particular with the size, the scale, all of these sorts of things, the aspect ratio. But it could change a little bit. Now, if we look at the internals here, it's pretty impressive, right? So you have a 50 megapixel primary camera, 32 for your telephoto, which is a 2x optical, but with being 32 megapixels, you can digitally crop in pretty far, and then a 48 megapixel ultra wide. That is all very, very solid stuff. What about the platform? Android 13, Color OS, which, OnePlus and Oppo with Color OS, all the controversies about that. OnePlus used to have their own version, and now they're kind of blended together, I think last time I had saw. Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, and, look, if it stays with that one, that's really not a big problem to me. It'd be cool if they upgraded it to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but it's not a deal breaker if they're unable to do that. 12 gigs of RAM, 256 storage. This thing looks really good, and the reviews for it were pretty darn solid. 4520 milliamp hour battery. Really, really like it. Then we have the Oppo Find N2 Flip, which is a competitor to the Z Flip line with an absolutely monstrous cover display that I think is really, really solid. Now, as far as this one goes, the camera is again 50 megapixel, then 8 megapixel for the ultra wide. I'm talking too quickly. Shane, slow down. Your excitement is getting the best of you. 32 megapixels on the selfie camera. This one, though, is running the Dimensity 9000 Plus chip. So not a Snapdragon, but I don't think that this is a major problem. This is a very, very fast chip as well. And again, battery's pretty big, 4,300 milliamp hours, 8 gigs of RAM. This thing has also reviewed relatively well. And both of these things will potentially be about the same price, if not cheaper, than what Samsung is offering. The Find N2 Flip, probably right there with the Z Flip, but the Oppo Find N2, the tablet version, should be, I think, a little bit cheaper, hopefully, when it comes here as a OnePlus device, a little bit cheaper than what Samsung is offering. It'd be really cool if they were both cheaper than Samsung's offerings, and OnePlus, they're pretty aggressive with their pricing. Look what they just did with the OnePlus 11. This is all very, very possible and very, very exciting. You don't want to miss out on more coverage of this stuff, guys, so hit that subscribe button before you leave. Check out my channel partner, Mint Mobile, to save lots and lots of money on your cell phone bill. Guys, I will see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.